What's up everyone, I'm AhkTaar and welcome back to my channel. In this video we are going to talk about some news of the week, the heroes coming this Friday in the banner, in the summons, and also we are going to talk about the championship because something changed a bit between my two accounts on the championship, and so we are going to talk about that. So, first of all, as you can see above my head, we have the news. We have the tag of the session this Friday, and it is gonna be poison. So, we are gonna have heroes, only poison heroes on the banner this Friday on Excellent and Supreme Wishes. We are gonna have Veronica, Dakota, Magedin, Melot, and Taff. And for the epic heroes, we are gonna have Wolsey, Mavka, Melassa, and AZ? Who is AZ? I don't know who is AZ. Maybe it's a type issue. I don't know. So let's talk about Veronica first. So if I go to the game here, let me hide that. So Veronica at the moment is the best poisoner in the game. She deals a lot of damage. She is in the Foresters, and she is the best DPS for this faction, and she is great also in other contents. Against the guild boss, she is really interesting in the poison team. If you have all the heroes in the banner, yeah, you are gonna deal a lot of damage against the guild boss, but maybe today you already have a better team. But Veronica is such a great unit. She can apply a ton of poisons by herself, deal a lot of damage every time she plays some poisons on enemies, and in dungeons on waves, if she puts some poisons on one enemy and that enemy dies, then the poisons are gonna spread over other enemies, and so using that mechanic you can kill a lot of enemies at once. This is really strong. So she is a great poisoner single target unit. She is gonna need some exclusives in order to deal more damage for sure. She's gonna be interesting without, but her potential is gonna be way better with exclusive 1, 2 and 3. The third exclusive is gonna be the best in order to increase her potential to the maximum here. As you can see, she is gonna get a unique buff and she's gonna deal more poison damage. So yeah, you need the third exclusive if you want to be optimal in terms of damage using her. This is the best DPS of that faction, so if you want to push the faction abyss, she is gonna be the best. So next hero we are gonna have Dakota on the Eternal Sect. She is really interesting for the guild boss. Outside of that, she can be interesting in dungeons. I have to try some teams with her because on the basic attack she can apply a poison to all enemies. On the basic attack it's pretty strong. If you're using that with Rista, for example, your poisons are gonna be more damage, and with the pursuit she's gonna inflict one more poisons on enemies. So this is pretty interesting. She can put an area below enemies to put some rose poisons on them, and every rose poison is gonna increase her poison put on the ultimate here. She's gonna, if you have some exclusive on her, she is the best poison support in the game because she will be able to place attack plus 40% on your heroes and speed up 40% on your heroes. If you don't have exclusive on her, she is not great at all, so you need exclusives on her. And also she can place effect resistance down too, which helps a lot. So she is interesting, but today it's hard for me to use her in dungeons because we have so many great heroes, and the burn mechanic today is really strong, powerful if you have Little Jack, O'Grady's and other heroes. So she is still really interesting, and this is one, if you have her, if you have the best poison heroes in the game, you can build one of the most powerful team for the guild boss. If you have a look here to the milestone, on the ranking, no, the guild boss ranking, here you have that team here. As you can see, poison team, Veronica, Melot, you have Dakota and Magedin and Little Jack, and with that in 13 turns he killed the boss, so it's pretty strong, right? Okay, so the next one is gonna be Melot. Melot is really interesting, but one more time, she is more designed for the guild boss. I think she can be used in dungeons, but as always, we have great teams today. She can be interesting, but you won't be able to push the latest stages in dungeons with a poison team, a full poison team. Maybe Nita is still gonna help you because she is great to clear waves, but after that, Melot in the Wizard Eye here, she's gonna reduce the resistance of the boss by 50% here on waves. It's interesting because it's an AoE attack. She can help your other poisoners to do some pursuit with that attack. So with that, she's interesting, and she can enhance the poison damage of your heroes. So in a poison team, she is really interesting. In terms of faction Abyss here, she is not great at all because you have way better heroes today. In terms of damage, you have Anna. She is great. She can increase the attack of your Nidrold. Nidrold is the best DPS for that faction, but maybe today Lysander is maybe better than Nidrold. I have to try him, but Melot is not great for the faction. In PvP, she is useless, clearly useless. So not that great. Yeah, one more time, it's to build a full poison team for the guild boss or the world boss, or maybe the new guild boss that we are gonna have in mid-July. So maybe it's gonna be really interesting to build a full poison team for that, but outside of that, don't know if they are gonna be great. And the last one is Magedin. Magedin, the Nameless Brotherhood, and that hero is interesting for two things. For the guild boss, every bosses in fact, and in dungeons he is interesting because he can provide a big shield to your heroes and a kind of unique consolidation. It's a unique one that enemies can't strip, and so it can be interesting for PvP, but I don't know how to use him in PvP, to be honest. But in a poison team, he can enhance the poison damage of your team by 70%, which is really strong. He can apply deep poisoning too, that increases the poison damage by 50%, and he can put on your heroes one of the biggest shield ever in the game, and this is why that hero is really strong. If you have the third exclusive, you are going to be able to put the toxic imprints on enemies with the basic attack, and so every time one of your heroes is going to inflict a poison on the target, he is going to pursue, deal some extra damage to the target, and this is why against bosses this hero is pretty strong. But outside of that, one more time, he is designed to play with a full poison team, so if you don't have the other heroes, it's gonna be hard to play him. And even if you have the other heroes, it's gonna be still hard to play. But interesting. So, go back to the announcements. And we have Taff. Yeah, forget about Taff. Just forget about Taff. He is such a bad hero today. If we have a look to the foresters here, my Taff could be exclusive 4, but I don't care. I don't want to build him because he is so useless today. I mean, he has some continuous heal. It heals only 5% of the max HP of the target. Even with a ton of healing effect, he will never heal a lot. He can cleanse 3 layers of dot debuffs, only 3. You have better heroes who can cleanse all the dots, or 5 layers of dots. 3 is so freaking useless. And he can apply an intertwine to enemies, so they are gonna be stunned after 2 turns. Another poison in AoE, a severe wound, but after that, he places a poison at the beginning of the wave on all enemies, so it can help to deal some damage, but he is lacking everything. That hero sucks. Really bad hero. He needs a rework, clearly. He can't be played anywhere. So then let's talk about the epic heroes. We have Wolsey on the Nameless Brotherhood. This is Wolsey. I mean, early game he was interesting to build with a poison team with Walter, because even in PvP it was interesting. He can trigger the poisons. He can heal and put extra poisons on enemies and deep poisoning one. And this is why the hero is interesting, but today he is useless. You have so many better options. You have also Mavka on the foresters. Maybe she is interesting only for the faction. If you are using Veronica, you are gonna need maybe another poisoner to enhance her power. And maybe Mapka is interesting because here you are gonna deal 8% more poison damage to enemies if you have her in your team. Also, she can refresh the duration of poisons every time she inflicts one poison. Here, reset the duration, so it's great. She can reduce the turn meter of enemies every time she inflicts a poison on them, and heal and cleanse attribute debuffs and 5 layers of dots. It's an epic hero and she cleanses more dots than Taff. Amazing, right? So yeah, she is interesting, but only for the faction. Then we are gonna have Melissa. She is interesting too because she can apply a lot of poisons and she can trigger the poisons with poison damage increased here by 30%, which is a lot. And she is a multi-target hero. If you have 3 heroes with poison, she's gonna trigger the poisons on 3 heroes, and this is really interesting. And the last one, AZ. Tell me who is AZ. I don't know who is it. Maybe it's maybe it's an existing hero, but I don't know who it is. So that's all for that. And now let's talk about other stuff in the announcement. Championship contest continues, and the lucky wheel is available for a limited time. You can use your coins to draw random rewards, and it's possible to get Andras, HAL 9000 and Gilliman for the chest. Okay, so let's go back to the game here. We are gonna have a look to that lucky wheel stuff here. So as you can see, I bought a pack, and so I finished the first one. Here I am. I bought the biggest value pack and the others. Okay, the biggest flash pack, sorry. Here I bought one time that one, which is really expensive, and I bought the value packs and the special packs, and here I am today. I am still in need of 58 more draws in order to get the chest, and so just do the calculation to know how much I spent to try to get that. So it's really expensive, and I feel like it's more expensive than the previous one. I thought it was less than 100 euros to get the chest here, but I don't remember. And today I have no more stamina. We get one every 6 hours, so I don't know. I'm not sure. This is what I got. This is what I got, and I need 58 more draws. So I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna be. And here we can get a Legend Phantom Dragonite, we can get some more skill ups, some more summons, and some specific gear for daughters. It can be interesting, but it's gonna be super expensive. So now let's talk about the championship, okay? Because I didn't know it was working this way. We had the first phase, the regular contest, during which we needed to be ranked into the 64 best players. So I was here with my 2 accounts on the group 8 and on the group 5. And here I won the first one, but it was full auto. I did nothing. Yesterday we had a phase during which we had to set up our teams. And then today, on the reset of the day, it was done. It was done, and it was full auto, so I couldn't do anything. So if I show you that, this is the teams I had on my big account, and yeah, that was not the best teams. Here, normally, I wouldn't choose to use that team against that one, but it's full random, so I didn't know. And here, same comment, we have a Nazil, and I have no protection against Nazil here, so I wouldn't use that normally. So that's a bit sad, but it's the game, so everything is random. And here I was fighting against a player from the beta. I didn't know we would face beta players. If I knew that, I would have stayed on my beta account, because I was playing since March past year. So my account would be so powerful today. I had already 4 mythic heroes. I had 4K, between 4 and 5K points in the Sanctuary in September when the game released. And I had a lot of heroes. I had a Hezenja exclusive 3 already. My account was so powerful in September, but every beta players thought that beta servers would be dead, and this is why we decided to go on the global servers. It was maybe a mistake. I would be so powerful today, but it doesn't really matter. And here we are facing players from the beta. This guy is from the beta, and on the group 2, that guy was the top Kraken of the beta too. And he's here today. Look at that, level 100, because he was playing already in February last year. So he has a 5 month, he played 5 months more than other players in the game. But he's gonna face Klee and he's gonna face other Krakens, so maybe he is gonna lose because other Krakens spend that much in the game that their power is just insane today. I faced players so powerful once, it was insane. I thought my heroes were great, and if I show you, this is the speed I have on Nordak. This is a tank. This is a great speed. In my opinion, this is a great speed. If I show you my space, she is only exclusive 3, but she has already 2681 speed. She would have 100 more if she was exclusive 5. And I have only that aura without any star, so she would have 180 more speed if she had that aura maxed out. Here in battle I have 80, so in total 110 more speed if that aura was maxed out. And I faced some Krakens that had that aura 5-star on multiple heroes. I fought against one guy, he had Ben Austin with 2950 speed, his space had 3000 speed, his Sindel had 2950 speed also, and he had Popper with the same amount of speed. This is just crazy. This is just completely crazy. Space is my faster unit, so and if I show that to you on my talents, on the supports here, I have all the speed, and on the mark talents, on the green marks, I have all the speed too. Red mark, I have everything, and here I am completing the speed too, and on the blue mark, I'm completing that. My main account, that one, I don't have Esther. I have Esther exclusive 1, and I have Pauline exclusive 1 only, so I have a big handicap. But on my big account here, I have Esther, Pauline, I have all the limited heroes exclusive 5, so normally I should be able to win some more fights here. I have to change my teams here. I'm gonna change many things, so I'm gonna improve it in comparison. I'm gonna compare with all the players I fought against in this championship and adjust the things in function, and we are gonna see how far can I go. So here I'm gonna face that one. I can have a look to the heroes. There is a Popper. I don't have Popper, so maybe it's gonna change something, but I think normally I should be able to win against that guy. So that was all for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If it's the case, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and then see you in the next one. Bye bye.